Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Taylor catches Ridge cheating with Brooke. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B spoilers hint that Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, may catch Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, cheating with Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang. Will these exes surrender with painful results? B&B fans know things took a shocking turn for Brooke and Ridge in Italy. Brooke's boating accident was a game-changer since it made Ridge realize just how much he still loved and needed her. Ridge breathed life back into Brooke and ultimately kissed her before making some renewed promises. Brooke was left with the impression that they were going to get back together. But now Ridge is slamming the brakes on ditching Taylor. Ridge is once again feeling stuck because of the vows he previously made to Taylor regarding their engagement and future. Considering Taylor's broken heart syndrome and everything she went through to cope with losing Ridge before, it's easy to see why he's worried about causing more pain. Unfortunately, Ridge isn't always great about resisting temptation when Brooke is involved. The longer Ridge waits to let Taylor down gently, the more likely it becomes that she'll face far worse heartache. Brooke will continue to put pressure on Ridge and leave him feeling guilty about what he's putting her through too. This is just a terrible situation all around, so Ridge's torn heart will remain a problem in the coming weeks. There's just no path forward that'll allow Ridge to avoid causing sorrow. At some point, the temptation may be too much for Ridge to bear when it comes to Brooke and their forever connection. Ridge may surrender to what he's feeling and cheat with Brooke ahead of his wedding to Taylor. Whether that involves an office hookup or a romp in an actual bed, there's the potential for Taylor to walk in on a scandalous moment. B&B is known for soapy discoveries like that, so Taylor may find out about Ridge and Brooke's reunion in the worst possible way. Whatever the case, The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Taylor's in for a rude awakening in the not-too-distant future. The tension in Los Angeles just hit a fever pitch as The Bold and the Beautiful teeters on the edge of another explosive love triangle that fans have been following for decades. Taylor Hayes, the brilliant psychiatrist and matriarch of the Hayes family, finds herself in the eye of a storm that could shake her world to the core. The question on everyone's lips: has Ridge Forrester truly crossed the line with Brooke Logan again? And if so, will Taylor catch them in the act before it's too late? For months, the drama between Ridge, Taylor, and Brooke has simmered like a pot on the verge of boiling over. Ridge, the charming but often conflicted designer, has long been caught between two women. Taylor, the woman he has shared a deeply complicated love story with, and Brooke, the fiery Logan who has a history with Ridge that refuses to fade. This triangle is one that has endured over decades, but recent events suggest we might be heading for a dramatic apex. It all started when Ridge and Brooke began spending more quality time together under the guise of Forrester Creations business projects. At first, Taylor tried to trust Ridge, reminding herself of the man she fell in love with, a man who has always been devoted, at least at heart, to her. But as the days passed, whispers of secret meetings and late-night calls started to circulate. Ridge seemed distracted, more charming than usual, and perhaps most tellingly, Taylor noticed the subtle changes. The way his eyes lingered a bit too long on Brooke when they were in the same room, the sudden secrecy around his schedule, and the awkwardness when Taylor casually suggested dinner plans. Taylor's instincts, sharpened by years of navigating high-stakes family drama, and her own professional insight into human behavior, began to tingle. The question that loomed over her every waking moment: was Ridge truly being faithful? Or was she about to face the heartbreak she has desperately tried to avoid? The answer, Taylor feared, might not be something she wanted to see. The pivotal moment came when Taylor decided to confront the situation head-on. Unlike Brooke, who thrives on spontaneity and drama, Taylor is methodical. She noticed Ridge had scheduled a late-night business meeting at the Forrester mansion. Her curiosity, and perhaps her anxiety, got the better of her. Equipped with a resolve that only Taylor Hayes could muster, she quietly slipped through the corridors, determined to find out the truth. Ridge, ever the charismatic negotiator, was oblivious to Taylor's impending discovery. He arrived at the mansion under the pretense of a solo work session, but was, in reality, meeting Brooke. Their reunion was electric. Sparks flew, lingering touches were exchanged, and the air was thick with the chemistry that only Ridge and Brooke seemed to summon when together. Brooke, always bold and unapologetic, leaned in closer, whispering something that made Ridge's jaw tighten and his eyes soften. A look Taylor knew all too well. Taylor's heart raced as she watched from the shadows. She could see the unmistakable closeness between them, every subtle gesture magnified under the harsh light of betrayal. Yet she hesitated, frozen by a swirl of emotions, anger, sadness, disbelief, and a hint of hope that perhaps she had misread the situation. But the truth became painfully clear when Brooke's hand brushed Ridge's shoulder, and Ridge leaned in just a bit too close. Taylor's worst fears were materializing before her very eyes. The fallout was inevitable. Taylor, despite her professional composure, could no longer contain herself. She stepped into the light, her voice cutting through the tense air like a scalpel. "Ridge, Brooke," she said, her tone both calm and commanding, a rare blend that only she could master. The room fell silent. Ridge froze, caught between guilt and defensiveness, while Brooke, ever the instigator, attempted a playful smile that did little to mask her surprise. "Taylor," Ridge began, struggling to explain, but Taylor's eyes were unwavering. "I trusted you. I believed in us, and yet here you are, crossing a line that I thought was sacred." Her voice shook, but only slightly, revealing the depth of her hurt. For Taylor, this was not just about infidelity, it was about betrayal at the highest emotional level. Brooke tried to defend herself, her words a mixture of charm and manipulation. "Taylor, it's not what it looks like," she started, but the tone fell flat against Taylor's penetrating gaze. Ridge, trapped between the two women who have defined his romantic life, found himself speechless. For once, his silver-tongued explanations failed him. What happened next could define the trajectory of the bold and the beautiful for months to come. Taylor, never one to back down from protecting her dignity and her heart, made a choice. She demanded honesty, not just from Ridge, but from herself. She needed to know where she stood, whether this relationship had a chance of survival or if it had reached a point of irreparable damage. Fans of the show will remember that Taylor has faced heartbreak before, but this moment is different. She has evolved, grown stronger, and is now unafraid to confront the truths that others would rather bury. Her confrontation with Ridge and Brooke could lead to a temporary truce, a fiery explosion, or the ultimate emotional reckoning. One thing is certain, this is not just a fight over love. It's a battle for trust, respect, and self-worth. As the night unfolds, viewers can expect a cascade of dramatic twists. Will Ridge finally admit his feelings, or will he continue to vacillate between the two women? Will Brooke manipulate the situation to her advantage, or will she show a rare moment of self-awareness? And most importantly, will Taylor, with all her intelligence and emotional resilience, finally reclaim her power and decide that she deserves better than a love riddled with betrayal? Adding fuel to the fire, rumors suggest that Steffy Forrester might enter the scene unexpectedly, bringing yet another layer of complexity. Her loyalty, her own romantic entanglements with Ridge, and her fierce protectiveness over her family could tip the scales in ways no one anticipates. The intersection of Steffy's arrival with Taylor's confrontation could make for a storyline so gripping that fans may find themselves unable to sleep until the next episode airs. Ultimately, The Bold and the Beautiful has always thrived on stories that explore the fragility of trust, the complexities of love, and the resilience of the human heart. Taylor catching Ridge and Brooke in what seems to be a compromising situation is not merely a sensational plot twist, it is a masterclass in drama, blending long-standing character histories with the raw emotional power of real-time confrontation.